teach an Apple unit in your kindergarten classroom? Hi, I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders, and teaching the about apples and our Apple unit was my absolute favorite time of year in kindergarten. It's a fun way to get in your read alouds, introduce kids to nonfiction books, talk about life cycles, and it's fun. So today I'm sharing my favorite read alouds, both nonfiction and fiction books to use with your Apple unit. So let's take a look. Before I get too far into anything, you will find links to all the books I talk about today down below. They are Amazon affiliate links. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. I will also link our other Apple video down there so you can check out the printables and things and lessons that I used in our Apple unit. Apples for Everyone is my absolute favorite nonfiction book about apples in kindergarten. It is packed with photos, and that really drives home the point that this is nonfiction. It's teaching us about apples, and oftentimes this is one of their first experiences with learning the difference between fiction and nonfiction. So I think it's super helpful to have those photographs inside, and it's engaging, and the language is very kindergarten friendly. So that's my favorite nonfiction. But I also used a couple of other nonfictions, but I did not read all of these books to them because it's a little stiff and a little much. And we would break it up over a couple of days. So Apples by Gail Gibbons is a great one. Gail Gibbons does great nonfiction books for kids. They're nice and big pictures. With great explanations. Some of this I think goes a little bit above their head when they get into like pollination and all of that kind of thing. And that's just my personal preference. I don't know that we need to talk that much into it, but it does go through the apple life cycle and different types of apples. And so I would pick and choose. But Gail Gibbons has great nonfiction books. Another one is called How Do Apples Grow? This one I think has parts again that are just a little bit over their head. I mean, it talks about like plant fertilized ovaries and that kind of thing. Probably not great for kindergarten, but it does also talk about different ways that you can cut an apple, and then when you do your apple tasting, you can cut it this way and find the star and really help kids make those connections. And so there are good parts of this as well, and good diagrams and different things. But you just might want to skip over the apple reproduction if you're not ready for that conversation in kindergarten. And then lastly, this isn't exactly nonfiction, but it ties into it. This is another one by Gail Gibbons, The Seasons of Arnold's Apple Tree. And this is a great one because the apple tree goes through, here it is in spring, and it goes through all the seasons and what Arnold can do with the apple tree. So that's a good tie-in as well. So that's Gail Gibbons again. And those are the nonfiction / fiction on apples, or / fiction on Arnold's apple tree there. But those are the ones that we used. And then I have two books that are a fun way to tie math in. One is 10 Apples on Top, and that's a fun one with all the different apples and different characters in there. And then the other one is 10 Red Apples by Pat Hutchins. Again, it's another math tie-in, and this one counts down. So it had 5 there and then 4. And so that's another great math tie-in as well for your Apple unit. If you are looking for a Johnny Appleseed book, this was my favorite kid-friendly Johnny Appleseed story. It was from Scholastic. This one's by Jody Shepard. And again, I will link it down below for you. This one, it kind of has a rhyme, and this goes through the whole book. It says, "And the sun shone and the rain fell, and Johnny's story lives on, and all is well." But it has sort of a little poem piece to it through the whole book. And my favorite nonfiction Apple story is hard to find. If I can find a link, I will put it down below. And I'm so bummed because I've had this from Scholastic for many years. but this is called Apple Trouble. And what I like about this book is the adorable illustrations. This little hedgehog is getting ready for winter, so it's a great preview to hibernating as well. And while he's getting ready, he gets an apple stuck, and he goes through all of these different experiences to try to get the apple unstuck, and he meets other animals, and they all have ideas for him. So it's great for sequencing, super fun for that with kiddos. And then he gets unstuck by the end because the goat eats all the things off of him. And he's so happy, and he can go and hibernate. And so I liked that. It's great for sequencing, which is such an important skill at the beginning of the year. Great pictures, engaging story, and just a fun story. So if I can find the link, I will link it for you, but you may be able to find it in a library if I can't find the Scholastic link, because I'm not sure it's in print anymore, which is a big bummer. All right, those are my favorite Apple stories and books and read alouds for your Apple unit. Do you have a different favorite? Comment down below and let us know what that is. If you need to get in touch with me, here's how to do that. I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders, and until next time, have an exceptional day.